then this gives you like all of the options. So you can click internship if you want paid roles only, you can click that. Over here, I usually put accounting so that it's more specific, industry, accounting, major accounting again. And then I basically just search it, and some of them have you quick apply, or for example, this one you apply externally and it usually takes you through the website. And if you go on the home page, they have the virtual career fair, which is February 16th that Mary was talking about. And also I think it's a really good idea to go just so that you can network with people and kind of just get used to talking to them. That's pretty much it.
Okay, I'll put the QR code back up at the end. I think Lori reached out to me, so if anyone else missed it, I'll put it back up there. So it went too much. Hang on one second, it froze. Okay, sorry about that. I'm not a professional with Zoom. So how do I apply for my internship? So like I said, the various like LinkedIn handshake, you can apply right through it. LinkedIn you can do too, but sometimes if you have a connection with a firm, they might want you to send the application or the resume directly to the recruiter. So it really depends on where you're applying to. Or sometimes they have it posted on their website where you'd have to submit a resume or fill out an application. So it really just depends on the firm and what their practices are.
So what should I wear for an interview? Whether it's in person or over Zoom, your outfit shouldn't change. You should be dressed in business professional clothes. It's so much better to be overdressed than underdressed. And normally employers or interviewers see that you're overdressed, and that kind of sticks out to them and helps them remember you. Your clothes should be clean and professional, and you should dress to impress.
How should I act at my internship? This is something that is kind of very straightforward, and you'd think we wouldn't really have to put a slide about this. But just because you got the internship doesn't mean that you can start to slack off, because as an intern, you're constantly being watched, and they're definitely looking to see if they want to keep you in their company. So it's always good to still act like you're trying to get the internship. I always have that in the back of my mind, that my job or internship isn't really secure, and that I have to keep pushing and keep trying, not slacking in my professional ways, just because you always want to make sure that you're doing your best. You want to stay engaged all the time and keep that urge and be willing to learn, because as an intern, you learn so much all the time. And if you start to show lack of interest in learning, that's not going to look very good for the recruiters or anyone else that you're working with. And you especially want to keep all that up, because when you get an internship, it's the base foundation of your own reputation. So we've had people at my firm that got fired from the internship, and I just use that always as an example, because now that they might not list that on their resume, but if word gets around that this kid couldn't keep up with this or wasn't following the instructions, that carries you out through your whole career, basically. So you always want to just be the best you can be willing to learn, stay engaged, and that good reputation will follow you. And what you give is what you get out of the experience. That is 100% true. So if you go into an internship thinking that you're not really gonna pick up on everything, and you're not putting a lot of time, or you're not getting those extra hours in, you're not gonna be maybe offered another internship, or you're not gonna be offered a job.
Caitlin, can I ask a question for you here?
Yep.
You said you knew people who were fired from an internship?
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell me what would, I am surprised to hear that. So what are the sort of things that would cause someone to be fired from an internship?
Yeah, so we had like an hourly minimum that we were supposed to be working. And I'm not exactly sure of the reason exactly why, but he was not working as much as he was supposed to, and found out recently that was distributing like client documents with addresses and everything just in the garbage. Not even like if you were going to dispose of it, put it in like a shredder. We weren't supposed to get rid of anything, but stuff like that, just little things that kind of added up. Yeah, I don't really know all the details, but the person, he was there for, I want to say 2 months out of like the 4-month internship. So
Okay, thank you.
So other tips we've learned along the way, emailing, it's really important to start writing professional emails now. I know for me, in one of my university life classes, they showed us how to write a professional email. If you need help, you can always go to career development. They're great in there and they can definitely show you what you're supposed to do and what you're not supposed to do. Texting in your career, what you say and what not to say. If you have an employer's phone number, you always want to be professional with them. And then keeping your resume updated at all times. It's very important to keep your resume updated, especially if someone out of the blue just asks for it or during like a career fair or anything. And always making sure whether tasks you agree to take on, you can fulfill them to the fullest. It's always quality over quantity, even when it comes to adding things to your resume.
So just to add on that, I know that the person who's in charge of us, she's a tax manager at my internship. She gave us her phone numbers just in case we couldn't reach out to her if we had like a simple question and it was just not worth an email to text her. And in a situation like that, it's always important to remember that you're texting somebody who is at a lot higher level than you. And even though I know we kind of like contribute like emailing as like a professional thing, but when you have someone's number like that, you can't just text like how you would text your mom or your friend. You still have to keep in the back of your mind that you're texting someone who is in charge of you. And you wouldn't want to send somebody like a laughing or crying emoji or something like that because it's just not very professional on your part. So it's better to just keep things short, simple, and to the point without any extra just words that we would normally text with to our friends. And just to accent the last bullet point, we all have busy schedules. I have a busy schedule, Lauren has a busy schedule, and we can both attest that even though it's great to have so many things on your resume, it's so important to be able to fulfill all of those things that you have on there, because if you have so many on there and can't commit yourself fully to any of them, there's not really a point for you to have them on your resume. If someone reached out to you and asked for a recommendation from your club, they might not give you the recommendation you're looking for if you haven't committed yourself completely to it. So just putting that out there too, because I know they push a lot for us to join clubs and everything like that, but we also have to remember to kind of take a step back and evaluate what we have and what we really want to devote our time to, because I know personally it's hard and you have to kind of prioritize what's really important to you. I think that's the last slide I have. So
Wait, I just want to say something real quick. I know when writing emails that sometimes the people you work with can answer with like one-word emails and they're not as professional, but I would just make sure that every single time you send an email, it's proper and professional.
That's very true. And so there's the QR code if anybody didn't scan it. I know it's still kind of early. I don't know if anybody has anything they want to add with their own like internship experiences, how the process went for them, or if you have any questions. We'd like you guys to engage a little bit. If you have any experiences, to go ahead and jump in and share them. If not, I'll call on a couple people.
I could talk a little bit about internships. So one of the biggest things that's the most important is the interviews, I think. I interviewed with all of the big four, and there's a lot that goes into it. There's 3 interviews that I had to do. The first one was a recorded interview, so they would put questions on the screen and record your responses, and AI kind of tells them whether it's worth watching or not. So it's very important to take those seriously. Don't really blow those off. And then I met with managers and HR and partners, and just be very professional, be prepared. A lot of them ask questions about whether you think you would be a good fit for the company, or whether or not you knew a lot about the company, where they're looking to see if you did research, and if you could kind of talk to some of the things on their website, and some of the things that, like for example, Deloitte asked me, what I thought of their social programs, and I had read about all of their social programs on their website, so I could kind of add information that maybe other candidates that didn't do research might not have been able to. And then also, when interviewing, have questions for the person interviewing you. It really shows a lot if you're willing to, ask questions. They're interviewing you, but when we have so many offers like this, you're also interviewing them to see if you're a good fit. So just make sure that you have some questions prepared, good questions, and some, like, for example, like what does a successful intern look like at your firm, and something like that, and they'll be able to help you. Or is there a specific program like Tableau or Excel, or whatever, that if I was better at it would set me apart from other candidates. So just definitely prep for the interviews, and like everyone else said, dress for success, and just be ready, because that's an extremely important piece of it.
Thank you for sharing. That's definitely good information that we can all take into account. Interviews are super important, and that's why attending the career fairs, even just to go and talk to the recruiters, is something that is great practice for you. And you can never get enough practice speaking with somebody like a recruiter, because in the future you'll have to speak with partners, and it could be nerve-wracking. So this is a time to practice, and it's great that FDU gives us these opportunities where we can practice before we get into the real world, and then it's really important. Anybody else?
I just want to say that in the internship that I had, it's best to be always transparent with your coworkers, because at the time, I believe I had a situation that came up, a personal situation. I had to leave my internship a little earlier. And since I was very transparent about it from the beginning, they were very accommodating about it, and they were very nice about it. And also, like, we have to remember that our internships wants us to learn, so ask a bunch of questions. I asked hundred millions of questions, and they said that they liked that about me, because I was willing to learn and open my horizons.
Thank you, Chrisley. Yeah, that's another great point. Questions are great thing to ask. It shows that you actually want to learn, and it also shows that you want to understand the proper tasks and be able to do them correctly. Anyone else?
Yeah, I want to add.
There you got it. Sorry, I'll do it right after.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to add, I had a Bank of America interview back to back on the phone though. So I feel like preparing yourself on how to talk on the phone, on how to answer, and making sure that you answer on time. I made sure that I had my phone, my ringer on, everything opened in front of me that I needed, my resume, very important, because they made me like talk over my resume, like show them, read it over basically for them. So make sure you understand everything you've written on your resume. And yeah, just be on time answering the phone, make sure you know how to end a good phone call, thank them for their time, and just being very like respectful on the phone too.
Thank you, Ioana. That was very good information too. Anyone else?
Yes. So, and kind of add to like what everyone's been talking about, especially to set yourself apart from other candidates. In your internship, a great attribute to also have is having that ambition to be a go-getter. So if you have any tasks being assigned, whether a manager or a senior is asking you for a certain task at the moment, immediately go and answer. Be like, yes, I'll take that task. that's one of those things that are asked in interviews. What are your strengths and weaknesses? And a good weakness to have is being a yes man, because that's something that can be corrected on the spot, where you can understand how to manage your tasks and schedule planning. But also it shows that, like I said, you're ambitious and you are ready to work when need be. So definitely something that I took out of my internship with EY, as well as, in the field of international tax and FBAR, because there's many different components working around in the area, and you're going to have different managers and seniors making recommendations and asking for your help in many different parts. So definitely think about that.
Thank you, Sal. That was also very good. Anyone else have anything else to share? If not, we do have another important announcement. Hopefully you guys received the email I sent out. We sent out a couple in the past few days. One regarding our BAP t-shirts. So Quinn isn't here now, but she wanted us to re-mention it to you guys. In that email is the order form. So you'll have to go to the Venmo for Dr. Collier. All that information is in the email. And just be able to provide a screenshot that you paid and sent your money in the Google form when you fill out the order form. Definitely check it out, because it's going to be really nice to have something to wear and show off BAP, because it is a really great society that we are a part of. And I'm not sure if there were t-shirts ever before. Dr. Collier, you could probably confirm or deny that, but
This is the first time. Yep.
so that's really nice that you guys will have the first edition t-shirts, and we can all proudly wear them around with our majors on the back, which I think is another nice little touch. I also sent out an email about tutoring. So tutoring is going to start on Monday. There is only one Zoom link because it's Rob's personal meeting room. So that is in the email, and it's also going to be on our link tree, which is in our Instagram bio. So if you also couldn't find the link, it's there too. I believe it's Tuesday that we're going to be doing the in-person tutoring, and the room number is attached in the email as well. Just a reminder for anyone who is a member that you do need to complete your 8 hours of tutoring by the end of this semester. So hopefully if you didn't get the 8, you can finish it up this semester. I also sent out an email about the candidacy applications, which most of you, I think, from who I was looking through, you're already members or you already reached out to us. So it probably doesn't really apply so much to you, but if you have any friends who fit those requirements that I mentioned again in the email, let them know, and we're extending it and really trying to push for MIS students too. So reach out to everybody, get them to join BAP. It's definitely worth it. And just another reminder about attendance. If you can't make the meetings, they're going to be posted on YouTube. This meeting was recorded from after Mary left, so every week they'll be recorded from the beginning. So if you can't make it for one meeting, just watch the video, send us the 1-page summary, and we'll count you for attendance, because it's very important that you guys attend or at least watch the videos. Does anyone have? Go ahead.
Hold on.
Can I ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
I have received 2 applications, but I don't know, you, I think, said next week is the deadline. Is that correct?
Yeah, we originally said the 7th of February, and then we extended it to that Friday, which is the 11th.
Okay. All right.
There were also a couple of questions about who qualifies and who can apply. So you have to take a class outside of your core classes. So those don't, for accounting majors, that doesn't count intro to financial or managerial. It has to be like intermediate finance 1 and 2
level.
Yeah.
2000, yeah.
Mhm.
So your higher level courses.
But you can have, if you are in a 3000 level course this semester, you can become a candidate if you're in it now. You don't have to have finished the 3000 level before you apply. Caitlin, I do have a question about the career fair that's happening in 2 weeks or 3. Are we, as BAP, listed as a sponsor of that? I know we've been a sponsor of the fall ones too.
I have no idea. Quinn did not mention anything about that, so I'll have to reach out to her because I'm not really sure how that works.
If we can get credit for mentioning it and being part of the BAP, then it could be one of the reaching out activities, and we needed more reaching out activities. So if you could follow and see if she would be, if Mary's office would be able to make sure that BAP, and what that would also mean is that I'm assuming some BAP members would plan on being at the career fair anyway, but we need to have some officers there who could answer questions at any point.
Okay, I'll definitely reach out to her and see about that.
Thank you.
Anyone else have any questions, concerns? I think we covered everything. So if that's it, spread the word for everyone to join BAP. Definitely worth it. And yeah, everyone have a good night. And we'll see you next Wednesday with our first presenter, minus Mary, our first firm. So we'll see you guys then. Have a good night, everyone.
Thank you.
Have a good
Thank
night.
you.
Thank you.
You don't need me for anything, do you, Caitlin? Or
I don't think so.
okay, good. Thanks. Did a good job.
Thank you.
We're having the meeting afterwards, right, guys? Like right now, or we're not staying?
Yeah, just for a couple minutes.
Okay.
Can you give me like 2 seconds? I just need to move my stuff. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'll be right
Okay,
back.
no problem. Also, Caitlin, for the link tree, I know how I was supposed to post it, but yesterday because I had problems logging in to the link tree, if you remember, you told me you will post the link, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Quinn messaged me saying if I forgot to put it, but I told her that you agreed that you will.
Yeah,
Put it.
I'll let her know that was my fault
Okay.
because it was like late and then I forgot.
Yeah,
That
no
wasn't
problem,
your
it's
fault.
fine. But people still found the link, so
Yeah.
they usually check their emails.
Yeah, and it's gonna be the same link. So you can just honestly, I wouldn't even put week by week with who it is. Just put Zoom link for our weekly meetings or something.
Yeah, that's
Because
good.
that way you don't have to do it every week and it'll just be
Yeah.
up there forever.
Yeah, I'll do that. That's great. Thank you.
Yep.